Good morning everybody, and welcome to Motorcycle Junkie. I've got to get used to that now. This is the very first video under my new name, Motorcycle Junkie, because Bertie Bodgett is dead. Don't believe me? Come over here, I'll show you. There you go, look, that's where I buried him. He's dead, he's gone, he's finished. So, my name's Carl. This channel is now to be known as Motorcycle Junkie. Why? Why not? I did put a video out a little while ago explaining, but basically Bertie Bodgett's a stupid name. So's Motorcycle Junkie really, but I decided to change. Anyway, like I said, very first video under the new name, Motorcycle Junkie. What we're going to do, right, the Zontes, which Bertie Bodgett left me in his will. He's left me everything in his will, his entire estate. Isn't that nice of him? Anyway, he's getting ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, the Zontes were waiting for clutch parts. The Keyway, I think we're waiting for headlight parts. I mean, there's other stuff I can do, but I'm just not going to. Suzuki, nothing wrong with that. So what I thought we'd do is we'd play with one of these. We've got the Lifan scooter and the Kymco scooter. I don't know which one. Let me get some stuff out of the shed, and we'll pull one of them out and start having a play. Cheers. Right, as you can see, I have my little Kymco out. I've had this a fair old while now, and if you've been following it, you'll know that I can't get a spark on it, and it's a bit odd because it was running fine. It spent 7 or 8 months under a sheet in the garden, so yeah, all sorts of damp and shit got to it. Pulled it out fully expecting it to still run, and it don't run, and there's no spark, and I don't know why. Now I've been reading up a little bit on this. There's the Stator. This, it would appear, is a DC system, whereas the majority of them are AC Stators. The difference being, well, first, you know, it's and this is me googling, so if I'm wrong, I'm sure one of you guys will let me know. But the fact that one of these is not wrapped means it's DC. If it had a wrapped one, then that's the AC that gives out the signal for the spark. Also, an AC system will actually run with no battery at all, whereas a DC system will need a battery to fire, and that's because the CDI is powered directly off the battery, which leads me to a question: is the CDI getting power? Now, all of those wires there going into it, one of those is supplying it power, and I don't know which one. And apparently it's only supplying it power. Hang on, do you have to? I think you have to have the ignition on, and do you have to be turning the starter? I don't know. It did say something about it, but I can't remember. But anyway, look, I'm not convinced that there's anything wrong with this Stator. If there is, I can buy a new one for 26 quid or something like that. I'm not going to do that until I've completely satisfied myself that that CDI is being powered, because it would appear to be a crucial thing, is it being powered. So I am going to clean this up on the wire wheel, which I'll do now, and then we'll pop that back together. So I'm going to clean up first, and then I'll bring you back for the reassembly. Okay, right, I don't think this is going to be that interesting, but we'll have the camera running anyway. remember how this whole shite goes back together now. Something like, well, that obviously goes on there. Don't look like you can get that wrong. And yeah, from what I can gather, the pickup will tell the CDI when to spark, but it doesn't actually create the spark, if that makes sense. If it does, explain it to me, because I ain't got a fucking clue. Right. You've got to be very careful with this shit, because you've got to sort of route the wires all around a spinning, gyrating flywheel. Certainly don't want to be wrapping that up in your flywheel. So actually that's got to be wrong, isn't it? That's got to go that way, else the flywheel's going to catch it. That's going to go in there, and then we've somehow got to route this wire around like so. Just loosely pop those screws in to hold that in place. Let me figure that out, and I'll turn camera back on. Right, I think I've got that on. I dropped a fucking screw down the side of the battery, which is not helping. And then that little plate that I struggled to get in there, held together with two little screws that won't go in. Oh, come on, start, you twat. What's wrong with you? Well, I think I've got it. And one in the bottom. Dropped it. Take two. Oh, that's just... I think I've just mangled that thread. I'll tell you what, we'll worry about it later. It's not going to stop us doing what we've got to do. Right, we've got the keyway, yeah. Right, let's get on with the old it's got that. A nut. Get a socket to buzz that up. That's on. Now, drop these wires in. In a little room. That's it. And then there's a single blue wire to the pickup. Right, what do you think the chances of there being a spark? Probably pretty slim, because there wasn't one there in the first place. I the clutch lever taped shut. Right, so why is there no spark? I think we've got to find voltage on that, maybe if I can see here. Right, I think we've got to find voltage on that CDI. So let's turn that off. Another suggestion that was made when I was Googling is, and this is true because I've had it before, sometimes you can, the starter motor is drawing so much current, it's taking the spark away, so you can actually get no spark on the electric start, but then you get a full spark on the kickstart. The trouble is, kickstart on this is knackered, so that's not something I can try. Right, let's get the old test meter. So what I'm looking for, well, I don't actually know what I'm doing, to be honest. I want to be absolutely truthful with you guys, but I'm going to put the negative side of my test meter on the negative side of the battery. Battery is giving us 12.2. Sorry if you're not getting it, guys, but it's so bloody sunny I can't even see where the camera's pointing. So what I'm going to do then is probe. I'll put the ignition on and just probe around in here and see if I can find voltage. And there is 12.2 volts there, which, well, that would suggest to me then, let's check some of the others, that there is a voltage being supplied. There's 12 volts on that one as well. So two of those pins are supplying voltage. Now with that there, what would happen if I flick the starter? It drops down to 10. Now as long as it don't drop below 9.5 with the starter running, I'm told that it's all good. And that one drops to 10 as well. So we're definitely getting voltage to that plug, which means there's voltage getting to this CDI. So is the CDI knackered? Or that stator that I've just put back on there, is that knackered? But then, like I said, do you actually need the stator? Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm talking about. So, but that's getting voltage anyway, so that's what I wanted to find out. Is the CDI getting voltage? Yes it is. Tick. Still not working though. Oh, absolutely fuck all. For you guys that are screaming out, it's the coil, have you checked the coil? Yes, I have. I've got 2 or 3 coils. I have changed it. Unless all the coils I've got, because some of the coils I've got are cheap Chinese ones, but surely they can't all be knackered. So yeah, I don't want to just fire the parts cannon at it, i.e., well, for starters, that CDI, there's two on eBay. The bloke's asking 76 quid for one and another bloke's asking 80 quid. Now the bike would be worth spending 80 quid on without a shadow of a doubt. But do I want to fire 80 quid at it in the hope that it might be that? No, of course I don't. So, the thing that bothers me about it, and the thing I keep coming back to, is this bike ran. It ran perfect, not perfectly, but it did run. It sparked and it ran. And the only difference, well, the only thing that's happened to it between it running and it now not running, is it stood outside the house under a sheet. So come on guys, help me out here. What would you do? Would you just fire the parts cannon at it? CDI, stator, coil, everything? Or is there a way of easily diagnosing this? Right, I'm going to turn the camera off for now. I'll turn it back on if I discover anything. Right, still no further forward. We're going to give it up for the day actually. Let's put that under there. Yeah, I think what I need to do is probably get more of that panelling off, but it's too hot to fuck about doing that now. So we'll call it a day, we'll come back to this. Cheers guys. Good morning everybody and welcome back to Motorcycle Junkie. I'm Carl and we are going to carry on messing today with the Kymco, the dead non-sparking Kymco. To be honest with you, I'm just tinkering with anything while we're waiting for parts for these two bad boys. They're the ones I really want to get on with, but like I said, waiting for parts. So we have to wait for parts. And me being the tight wad that I am, I've ordered cheap AliExpress Chinese shite, which takes time. The clutch plates for that are actually due today. I don't know if they're going to turn up today, but even if they turn up, they need soaking in oil overnight, so even if they showed up I won't be able to do it today, and I'm back to work tomorrow, so that's going to be next week regardless. Right, climb over here, give myself a 10mm. Is it a 10mm? No, I don't think I do. I think I just want a Phillips. Hang on, fucking bikes all over the place. Right, so I'm probably going to end up ordering a CDI and a stator for this, but before I do I want to exhaust all possibilities. Now it should have a side stand switch, but I can't see any wiring under there at all. So what I'm going to do, that side panel there looks like it comes off separately, so I'm going to whip that off just to see if there's any wiring under there where a side stand switch once resided. And this will probably extend to removing all of this leg shield paraphernalia, because I thoroughly want to check all the wiring and all the earth connections and everything before I start firing the parts cannon. What I've got to be aware of is that this bike, even fully up and running with a 12-month MOT on it, is never going to be worth a fortune. It's going to be 600 or 700 quid. I mean, having said that, profitability is never first and foremost when I'm messing about with these. It's just something I like doing, so you know, if we lose money, we lose money. We've had fun along the way, haven't we? Right, come out, you bastard. do as you're told. Right, there's a few Phillips head screws along here. Let go, you bastard. Oh, what else we got? Is that it? What's under here? It's a very small screen on this camera, and it is a camera as well. It's, I know most people film with a phone. I'm actually one of them weirdos that actually use a proper video camera. I did try my phone, and the phone I've got, which is quite a late phone, I think it's an iPhone 13, it's supposed to have a fantastic camera on it, but I tried it, and I think I showed it to you guys as well, and it just wasn't very good. Didn't rate it at all. So I went back to me video camera. Try and keep all the screws if I can. I do lose things. Right, what we got under here then? Absolutely fuck all. Nothing. Oh dear. Yeah, I think that I think all of this leg shield shit has got to come off. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, there's nothing under there at all. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off, and I think I'm going to pull all of this plastic shit off. Let's get into it. Right, let me do that and I'll come back. Right, so far so good. I've took all the screws out, the belly pan's dropped off on the floor. I've just got to lift that over the side stand, which I can do now. Yep, there we go. That side doesn't actually locate properly. So, yeah. TWS. What that means. TWS. Taiwanese wanky scooter. Maybe? Yeah, no. Right, let's just throw that up there. Now every one of these scooters that I've taken apart, this foot plate and this front section has always been one piece, and they're a right pain to get off. Charlie Motorcycle Rescue has done a few, he'll testify to this. By the looks of it, that is one piece on its own, the foot board. So I'm now hopeful that that will just lift off and leave the remains in the front. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that is a much better design. That. So you have to strip half the motorcycle down just to get up one small part. I've got to stuff in that. Bit of a squeeze. Front up first, that's the way to do it. You've got to feed those wires through. The hole barely big enough. I don't know what's going on out the back there, but they've been mowing and strimming for about an hour. Fucking There was that much fucking shit growing out there. Aha! Now I was wondering where the regulator rectifier was on this. And there it is. Found it. Okay, well it's not revealed an awful lot. Let me just get rid of this footboard. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's helped us much, to be honest. What's that fucking thing? Oh, is that the air injection valve? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. So, there we go. Sorry guys, I was on another planet here. Yeah, I was looking at that. Never seen one like that, but I think that's the air injection valve. It don't help us much, to be honest. Plugged in there properly. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through a few of these connections, have a bit of a look around, and then if there's anything that's worthy of turning the camera on, I shall do so. We are still hunting down the elusive non-spark, which is irritating, fucking irritating, especially as it worked. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right, I've taken a look at that wiring, and there's nothing to my untrained eye that I can see wrong with it. The one thing I am going to do though, and this is a long shot, I know, but I read on the internet that sometimes the starter motor can take so much power away that it takes the spark away, and if you try it on the kickstart, then you know that it will probably spark, whereas the electric starter won't. The problem is with this one, is the kickstart's knackered. So I'm going to whip that side off, because either way we've got to fix it. So I'm going to whip that side off, see if I can do something about the kickstart. Let's pop you guys there. Let's pop you there actually. That'll do you, you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to make greater use of my electric tools here, so we've got the whizzy gun. So we can make light work of getting this off. The creature comforts down. Right, can you guys still see? Probably not. Yeah, I think you can. Not that there's an awful lot to see, but let's go for it. And away she goes. There's a gasket on there, but I don't know why. But yeah, she's well cruddy. I'll show you in a bit. Let's get that screw out. Right, there we go. She's well cruddy. I don't want to go to town on it. I'm hoping I can just free that up with a bit of movement and a bit of WD-40 and just do it on the quick, if you like. Where is it? Where's my WD? I know I fucking got some somewhere. Oh, it's here. in this big can marked WD-40. Stand that up so we can douse her down a bit. Right, that's a good old soaking. Let's just see if we can. She's well seized. Now I think that's got to come apart. In fact, that's it. That is now moving freely. So I think maybe all I've got to do is clean this part up on the wire wheel. We'll just get a bit of sandpaper, I think. It's probably got to come apart for a more detailed clean at some future date. But right now, all I want to do is the minimum to get it going. So let's get some more grease around that shit. So with these things, I've done these before, there's like a blank, it's like one of the sprockets there is welded up. So when you put this thing in here, you have to sort of move like the sprocket past that point. A bit further. That's still jamming. Some more lube on it. Got a bloody thing stuck now. Get some more grease on them teeth. Just enough to get it working. That's all I need for the time being. But it does genuinely need pulling apart and cleaning up and freeing off. I think that is supposed to move freely in there as well. So let's whip that out. See if we can grease that up. You watch me ping this fucking spring. Just going to tickle that up on the wire wheel with some crud in there. Just the briefest of cleans on the wheel. Which way did that go? That way, didn't it? Okay. Still a bit graunchy, but let's try it. pleased with plenty of WD in there. I just seem to have run out of pressure. Right, I'm going to work that backwards and forwards for a little while, and then we're going to chuck it back on, see if it makes any difference. I'll turn the camera back on when it's back in one piece. Right, that's kind of back on and working. It's still jamming up a bit, but it'll do for what we need to do. I've got the battery back on, as you can see. If this works, I'll be incredibly surprised, but we had to eliminate it as a possible cause. So, I don't know how well you can see that, because I can't even see where you're pointing in the bloody camera, so take my word for it. Ignition on. Set ignition on, there you go. Right. Nothing. But there you go, we had to eliminate that as a cause. Actually, didn't have the lever pulled. Don't know how important that is. I know it won't operate the electric starter without the lever pulled. No, nothing. Let's try the electric one again, just for shits and giggles. If I get a shock, at least I know it's good. No, not a fucking sausage. So, back to the drawing board. Right. If only I knew. Okay, what I've been doing off camera, because it's not been very interesting, I just looked up the ohm spec for the pickup on that Stator, and according to what I've read on this little YouTube video, the ohm range is between 135 and 160. Mine comes in at 148, smack bang in the middle. So as far as I'm concerned, the pickup on that Stator is fine. The Stator itself, if that's faulty, shouldn't affect the spark. That's the rest of it's just for charging. The pickup is working fine. The coil, I've got several coils, I've tried all of them, it doesn't bring spark back. There is a very, very slim chance, and I mean very slim chance, that all of the coils I've got are faulty. I don't believe so. So it's not the coil. Regulator rectifier, again, I don't think that would stop it sparking. I think it'd fuck up the charging and what have you. I'm sure you guys will tell me if I'm wrong. So what does that leave us with? That leaves us with this thing here, the CDI. Could that be faulty? Well, I've been looking online, and there's a couple on eBay. I think I said this before. Let's pop into the house. Right, so I'm on eBay. I've just put in the part number, which is there, and several of them come up. Look at the price. In fact, let's sort it for lowest price plus P&P first. So look, the cheapest one on there is from France, £46.92. It's a lot of money. 41.03 France. There's none in the UK. Italy. What if we just put Kymco, what is it? Let's put the whole thing. Agility, City 125. and then let's put CDI, so everything comes up that way. Well, there's a CDI there that's totally different, isn't it? Oh no, it's not the same. Look, there's one there, £27.49. Make an offer. He wouldn't like my offer, I promise you. Is that the same number? 30410. 30410 LEJ3E10. Mine is dated 2011 May, his is dated 2010 April. Let's see what he says about it. Removed from Kymco Agility, condition, see pictures, free postage, blah de blah. The point I was going to get to is AliExpress. My old favourite. Look at this. This thing here is described as 8-pin unrestricted CDI unit ignition replacement for Kymco scooter Super 8. Mine's not a Super 8. Super 8 0910 CDI. But their descriptions are diabolical. But looking at the pictures, I've compared this to mine in detail. It looks the same. And look at the price. Look, this is brand new, £11.69. We know it's going to be shite, don't we? But £11.69, I'm going to roll the dice because I can't think what else it could be. Zontes, waiting for parts. Keyway, waiting for parts. Kymco, waiting for parts. Just ordered that CDI from AliExpress, so that'll be here sometime within the next century. So 3 bites there, all waiting for parts. Leaf fan under the sheet. That's that old bag of shit I bought for 50 quid. Probably not realistically going to go on the road, but we'll probably jump onto that next. Unless, of course, the clutch plates turn up for the Zontes. In fact, they're imminent, so maybe that'll be the next thing. Anyway, time to put the Suzuki away, lock the shed up and get ready for work tomorrow. Thanks everyone, catch you later.